There's a world where I can go and tell my secrets to in my room, in my room, in my room.
All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another edition of the Rock and Roll Geezer Show, weekly rock news outlet for updates and crazy crap going on in the rock world and whatnot. And yeah, I'm your host, Murph, here from the upper Midwest here. And boy, got a tough show, sort of a tough show starting out this time. Got a sad passing that we have to talk about. Passing that obviously shook the world basically. And guitar found. Got to talk about a guitar found that we've been discussing. Uh, Possible update on the Sabbath show. Things yeah, we'll talk about. Okay, and Zach Starkey, son of Ringo. Yeah, we got to talk about a little ditty he posted, and yeah, well-known singer has been what would you call that? Sired. He's been sired, whatever. And tour coming up. Interesting tour coming up. Very interesting. Could be good. And a little other news here and there, and by golly, yeah, we'll go from there. I'm your host Murph, and by golly, we got to take it to the man from Aurora, co-host, and that would be Doc Fox. What's going on, Doc?
Oh boy, it's a hot one today, man.
Yeah,
But
it's like 90
hey,
degrees.
summer's here. So
Yeah,
yeah, greetings. Hope everybody had a good Father's Day for those that are fathers, and we get that one day a year to get our, whatever, get to eat whatever we want to eat for the day, I guess, whatever.
uh,
Um, but yeah, I got a little bit to talk about this week, and yeah, dude, we are losing like geniuses here at an alarming
left and
rate,
right.
man. We had Sly Stone last week, and now we got Brian Wilson, man. So
Brian Wilson, how about that? Brian Wilson, doggone it. Well, you know what's happening. We were lucky enough to see. Well, let's look at it. Let's look at a little early action there. There's the Beach Boys. Oh boy, talk about wholesome, man. Oh man, going home. The three brothers getting beat up by their dad. Their dad was a fiend. I don't know if you know that, but their father was a fiend. Old man Wilson. But
I feel like behind every successful musical family, there's an asshole dad,
oh,
man.
yeah,
It
yeah,
seems like
Jackson 5.
yeah.
Yeah. The Wilson brothers. Yeah, I can't remember his name, but he was a jerk off, and my goodness. But there they are, and yeah, Brian Wilson, the boy, that news hit like a ton of bricks in the music world. More than most of the deaths we talk about. This one was, his contributions are just endless, and of course, uh, we started out the show with "In My Room," which I consider his two best songs to be "In My Room" and "God Only Knows." Those are like, in terms of production and harmonies and structure, absolutely a genius. But if you, as you recall, Doc, you may recall, we saw him. Here's a
Yeah, we sure
picture of
did.
that. Here's a picture of that concert right there. Yeah. There he is. He was sitting at the piano all night. They helped him out of the stage over to his piano and sat there most of the night and played much. Didn't really hardly sing at all. And what song did he try to sing? Was it God Only Knows or In My
Yeah.
Room?
Yeah. Earlier in the show, we kind of started off maybe with like a half a verse or something. And then we really hear from him. I mean, he obviously wasn't playing or anything. He was just kind of there. But
Hmm.
still, just him being there is like, hey, man, I saw Brian Wilson, man. That's good enough, man. And
Absolutely.
yeah, and
Yeah.
then come time for God Only Knows. And he
He
belted it
tried.
out. And
He got,
he got
you
through it,
know,
man. He
he
got
got
through it.
through.
And it was the first time I've ever been part of something like that. It was just this organic show of emotion, man. Just everybody rising to their feet, and
Like
I
a
mean, it
5 minute
wasn't,
5 minute standing ovation.
oh man, it was
It
insane, man.
wasn't a good, he didn't sing well. It didn't matter. Chicago rose up and thanked him for the decades of unbelievable songs. It was such a moment. I still get choked up thinking about it. It was
Oh,
just,
dude, all the
oh,
concerts I've been to and everything,
oh,
that's one of the top moments. That's
that
top two,
still
three
chokes. I have,
moments, man. Yeah.
having trouble right now not getting choked
Yeah,
up. I
just
I
I
mean,
don't know,
it
just
was,
had to. I mean, we can't
oh,
do it justice describing it.
no,
You just
no.
had to be there. It was just
Wow. Yeah.
yeah,
Totally organic. Just
yeah,
slowly, and then boom, then the roar, and it just kept
yeah.
going and going. It's like that Chicago saying, "Thank you so much." I mean, really,
It was like
gosh,
everybody didn't. It was in the middle of the show. It wasn't like at the end of the set or anything
right,
like that. So it
right,
was like everybody didn't realize this is the time. And now we're going to show him our appreciation. But it's like, okay, I guess this is
wow,
when we're going to show him our appreciation. And
yeah.
yeah, it was incredible, man.
Born 42. Geez, just amazing. His vocal layer, how to describe it here. His best known work is distinguished for its high production values, complex harmonies and orchestrations, vocal layering, and introspective or ingenious themes. Yeah, just freaking amazing. And he went through, through a lot of hell in his life. He had mental illness. He had a nervous breakdown in late '64.
Right.
So, I mean, at that point, he stopped really touring with the band and just focused on songwriting and production,
Yeah,
which
they'd go out
led
on tour, and he'd sit
which
back
he
and
sat
work on the
back and
songs
what
for the
you
next
know what
album.
he
Yeah.
and the next album was Pet Sounds, and that was like that was the answer. It was his answer to McCartney and Lennon's what was it, Sergeant Pepper's.
Well, no, Sergeant Pepper was an answer to Pet Sounds.
Oh, okay. Oh, was it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Wow,
Yeah.
wow. There you go. That says it all right there. Ripes. But yeah, so man, what a genius. And of course, we all grew up with his music, I was listening to it on transistor radios when I was a little kid back in the 60s. That was popping,
Yeah, you
especially
were
the
around when it was new, man.
oh yeah, I was right up, I was ripe. I was like 13 years old in 70. So, when they were popular in the '60s, I was just getting my gears rolling, man.
Yeah,
And
right.
I remember the good vibrations. That I thought that was so bizarre. You know what? I don't know if they used a theremin for that or
Yeah, yeah,
whatever.
they got theremin.
Did they use a
Got
theremin for
yeah,
that? Okay,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
yeah. But that was so cool as a little kid, and just wow,
Yeah, to
wow.
me, I
Uh,
mean, I was never a Beach Boys guy, really. I don't know. I just couldn't relate to them. I don't know.
really?
And like looking at
Well,
that first picture you showed, where it just, I mean, yeah, it's nice and wholesome, I guess, but to me, it just kind of seemed kind of lame too. Just wasn't my
how
thing. Then
dare
later, as you
you?
get older, you can appreciate the musicality to it all and everything.
Oh,
And then you realize, I mean, he was the first musician that really used the studio like as an
oh,
instrument, kind of. I mean,
man.
you had like Phil Spector and George Martin and guys, but they weren't musicians, man. They didn't have that extra, I don't know, way of looking at it. I guess that only Brian Wilson had, man. He had that in his head, and that's how he wanted it, and he figured out a way to get that sound, and it
Yeah,
was
yeah,
incredible, man. I mean, we have
yeah,
the title, God only knows where we'd be without him. And it's very true, man. It's very, very true.
man. Yeah, yeah.
So,
And then it's funny because at some point he hooked up with a jingle writer, a guy who wrote jingles called Tony Asher, and they
right.
they
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 co-wrote
hooked up.
Pet Sounds, yeah.
Oh gosh, oh my,
But
just
then after that, then he had that project for Smile that just kind of went on forever that nobody really wanted to be a part of. And they had that Van Dyke, God, what was the guy's name? Van Dyke
Van
Parks.
Dyke
That's the
Parks
guy.
on Smile.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And he was kind of a, I don't know, kind of a beatnik kind of guy and everything. The rest of the band didn't really want to have anything to do with. But, you know,
Oh yeah, he went
Brian was
through
always
hell.
experimenting, man. He wasn't the type to just, do the last album again.
And oh man, oh man. Yeah, yeah. So what a shame, but we saw it. Everybody sees it coming. I heard that Willie's not doing too well. I hope that's not true, but who knows, man.
Well, he's what, 92, 93. I mean,
Yeah. Doggone it. Bummer, dude.
but
Bummer.
yeah, I don't know if you remember, but Brian Wilson lived around here. Remember, he lived in St. Charles
St.
for a
Charles.
while.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how that came to be, but that's pretty wild.
I know a gal who the gal my friend she used to clean his house. Yeah, yeah. And she got a story to tell, but I'm not going to say it on here. But yeah, she used to clean his house.
She had to like clean up a lot of sand in the living room and shit. Or what?
Oh no, no, it
That was a whole nother story.
no, boy, no sand in the living room. Don't. We'll leave it at. Well, I'll tell you afterward. But
Yeah,
yeah,
now is
so
not the time.
Brian Douglas Wilson, wow, outstanding man. Boy, oh boy, what one of them, one of the music that's gonna live forever. There's no way it doesn't. So, well done. All right, rest in peace and doggone it, all our heroes are going, man. They are going. So
I mean,
anyway,
what do we have any really geniuses left at his level? I don't think so. You know, Prince is gone. You know,
I was
I mean,
talking to Chris about this yesterday about Prince and Michael Jackson. Doggone it, they had a Michael Jackson or a Prince tribute at the Prairie Fest Thursday night. I didn't even know it. And I think Dana reminded me, but I forgot about it. And we could have gone and seen a Prince tribute. Jeez. So yeah, I blew that. But I was talking about how Michael Jackson and Prince were two real geniuses, and Michael Jackson was probably at the top, but he couldn't play 27 instruments. I think
right.
Prince played all of that on his first
Oh yeah.
album. I think he did. So that's a level that even surpassed. Let's face it, it surpasses Michael Jackson when you can play
there's a story
27
where
instruments.
yeah, where Prince going in to do his first album, and they got Maurice White from Earth, Wind, and Fire
Right.
was slated to produce it. And Prince, this is his first album. Prince says, "No, nobody's producing my album. I'm producing it." Like, it worked out for him.
He knew what he wanted. Yeah, he had a path. He knew what he wanted. And he went there. Okay, speaking of going there, oh, there it is. It's been found. There it is. Oh, the Telecaster, Nancy Wilson's Telecaster with the custom paint job has been found. Now, she posted. You want to read that out, or you want me to read it out, Doc? Or?
No, go ahead.
Okay, she posted, I'm incredibly grateful to the Atlantic City Police Department for recovering my guitar. It means so much to have it back in my hands. Their dedication and quick action are deeply appreciated. However, we're still hoping for the safe return of Paul Moak's vintage mandolin, which remains missing. This instrument holds tremendous sentimental and musical value. A reward is still being offered, no questions asked, for its return. We just want to see it come home where it belongs. Thank you. So yeah, she posted that. Got her guitar back. Like I say though, that's sort of hard to hide that guitar. It's not like a mandolin's a mandolin's a mandolin, to somebody who doesn't know better. But that guitar would stick out to somebody who wouldn't even know, So they're probably not going to find the mandolin. And like I said last week, what are you dopes doing? Bringing personal treasures along to your tour. Whatever, they can't play without them or something. I imagine.
Yeah, I don't know if you got it. If not, I got that quote here. But scroll down on that on the comments. It's probably still one. When they show like the most viewed comment,
right?
And there's one there from Uncle Ted.
Oh, it says it right here. Yeah, thank the police, not defund them. 1.7 thousand likes and loves and shit. 306 replies. I'll tell you, you see a lot in the comments that I love reading the comments because that's where you get what America really thinks about stuff. And I love the second one. For punishment, the thief should be made to listen to Nickelback for a month straight, 24 hours a day. Yeah, we saw Nickelback. That was the most drunken. Not us. I don't get drunk. I refuse to. But boy, remember the rivers of beer flowing down the asphalt next to the aisle there? Wow. Yeah. So boy, oh boy, people are.
So yeah, Uncle Ted comment on there because she's left leaning, heavily left leaning.
Sure.
Obviously, made some comments, and now I guess there was a big brouhaha that in the Trump's parade or whatever that he used Barracuda. And
Really?
so now, yeah, the Heart Camp, they're all up in arms about that. So
Well, they can beat up in arms that they want, but they sold their catalog, so they don't have any say in it. Bye bye. That's what happens when you sell your catalog. That's the one problem when you sell your catalog.
right,
You don't have a control over it anymore.
right,
So they can use it however they want. So shut up. You sold it, so shut up.
yeah,
That's one of the downfalls of selling your catalog, though, is at that point, yeah, they can
yeah.
use it on a car
Yeah, you
commercial.
got that big payday, but you have
Oh,
to, watch it
gosh
be used,
almighty.
to sell pancake syrup or whatever. Who
Well,
knows or whatever.
oh gosh, they're
Depends or whatever. Who
well, I
knows
saw
what they're
one
gonna use it
for
for?
I thought I saw one for either toilet paper or paper towels. One of the classic songs, and they changed one word to make it. I thought maybe it was a paper towel. I don't know. It wasn't Charmin.
Oh,
I
they
know
got a
that.
toilet paper one for we built this city. They say
Oh,
we
that's the
quilt this
one.
city.
Quilt.
Yeah,
We quilt the
I knew
city.
where you were
That's
going
it.
with that. I
The
got you, man.
toilet. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the one. We quilt this city. How
yeah.
dare you? But of course, by some numbskulls, that's considered the worst song ever made. So of course they're going to use it on a
Oh, there's
toilet
plenty
paper
that are worse than
commercial.
that. Yeah,
That's not the worst song ever made. My gosh, the
no.
production's good. Good. Jeez, whatever. Yeah, they're just jokers. Oh, this song is so bad. No, it isn't. Shut. What really? What's bad about this? So the lyrics are a little bit goofy, but don't tell me about goofy lyrics for God's sakes. Jeez, they're all over the place. So in any case, yeah, she found her guitar. The mandolin's not here. It's just a freaking. It's horrifying, man. Whatever. Don't take your cherished instruments on tour. End of story. Yeah, we talked about that last week. But
Here,
golly,
here.
yeah. Oh, here
Which,
we
by the
go.
way, what is that? Here is it HEAR or
I think
H E
it's
R E H
I
E
think it's
R
two.
here, or is it a combination of the two? Here,
Oh,
you know what I'm talking
geez,
about?
Doc, that
That's
I
deep.
always thought it was
Put in the comments below.
Hear, here,
Here, here.
or is it
Yeah.
Here, here?
Here.
Here, right here.
Yeah.
Oh, good one, Doc. Now I'm going to be flummoxed, if I may use a word not commonly used. Flummoxed, trying to figure that shit out. Nonetheless, oh, here we go. Oh, our favorite lady's back. Where is she? Oh, I love this picture. There she is. Sharon Osbourne.
She's looking spiffy there.
Well, her face is, it's falling away from me. Falling
Wow. I
away
don't even
from
know how,
me.
yeah, I don't have words for that. How do you describe that face even? I
It's
don't know what she's
falling. It's
doing there.
falling apart, man. It's falling down, beating me down, beating me. A little corn there, yeah. That's pretty sad. And there's some other pictures. But I thought, I like no. One bad picture is good enough. We get the gist of it, if you will. Again, gist, yeah. So the question's been, we've been talking about the July 5th Black Sabbath show over in Villa Park in England, and everybody's playing there, blah blah blah. And last week we talked about, well, she cut a band from the show, and we thought people thought it was Tool, and we basically disproved that. And now the people are thinking it could be none other than the good people of Megadeth. There they are. Apparently, the question is, did Sharon drop Megadeth from Ozzy's show? And I wouldn't be surprised, because what she did is she added Dave Ellefson to the show.
Yeah, former bassist.
Former
Yeah.
bass player that I think him and Dave are at odds or whatever. And
Right.
speculation is that she'd put Ellefson on her just to piss him off. And I would give her kudos on that if that's the case, because he's always pissed off. Jeez. What do you think, Doc?
Why else would he be there without Megadeth? Quite honestly, that's the only reason. Yeah, so she's saying that it was a thing where management pissed him, but Dave was in on it, man. He said something to piss him off, and he
Yeah.
probably claimed he wrote the early Black Sabbath hits or something, man.
Well, and I've seen other articles come up now where basically Tony and Geezer are like freaking out because this ain't gonna work. They're starting to realize Ozzy ain't gonna be.
A
This ain't.
lot of doubt has seemed to have crept
eh,
into the Sabbath camp.
I,
Yes.
I'm see,
Yes.
yeah, I'm seeing articles slink through here and there because I'm constantly surveying crap on the internet.
Oh
That's
yeah.
a good thing about retirement there. But yeah, it comes. The person was Tony. Tony's concerns, blah blah blah. I had that article a couple of weeks ago, and now the latest one is Tony and Geezer. And Geezer don't need this shit. I've seen pictures of him recently where he's taking his grandkids out to see Taylor Swift and stuff, and
Oh
you
yeah, yeah,
know,
I saw it too. Yeah, yeah, that's
yeah.
right. Yeah.
So he don't need this crap. I'm sure he's got fam. If he's got grandkids, I'm sure he'd much rather be around family at this point. But okay, we'll do this one damn show,
I
and
think
now
everybody
he's
probably just have the mind. All right, let's just get it over with. Just so you shut the fuck up about it. Let's just get it over with. You
Yeah,
know?
but yeah, he looks so happy though, and they're small kids, small grandkids, taking them to Taylor's. That had to be a gas, because just with your grandkids, yeah. So he doesn't want to do it, but they're gonna do it. Like I tell you, Doc, it's really gonna be something. He's gonna make I don't know, I don't know how they're gonna manage him, but it ought to be interesting to see how they do it. The rest of the bands will be great. I'm sure that's going to be a great show. I'm probably going to buy the pay-per-view shit. Not too much.
Oh yeah, you have to, man. We got to comment on it, man.
Yeah,
We got.
yeah, I'll get that definitely. But fucking party our ass up and watch it. And
For the good of our 21 viewers, we got to watch it, man.
you're damn right. And thank you so much for watching, folks.
Every
It's
one of
only
you.
21 viewers, but hey, we love doing this, and thanks a lot for watching it. Because we see content on YouTube that ain't worth a crap, and they get thousands and thousands of views. It don't matter. We're having fun here, and we sure appreciate you folks watching with us, and hopefully getting a laugh or two for all these goofy ass rock stars and their doings, if I may. But
The
yeah, so
shenanigans, yeah.
shenanigans and whatnot. So we'll see how that goes. I think the show's it'll be good up until Ozzy gets going. And then, 'cause he's all so messed up, he ain't working out. Oh, I'm getting in shape, very good this show.
Right.
He ain't doing shit. No, there's no way. They're trying to
Don't
figure
see
out
it.
what combination of his medication they can give him to make him look human at this point. So it ought to be interesting. Good times for sure. But oh boy. Oh boy. Zach.
Yeah, I got
Zach.
one more update there.
Yeah, here's Zach and Peter. Peter. I cut off Peter's head. Whatever. Oh man. Zach Starkey, the soap opera we've been talking about with the Who, they fired him, then they brought him back, then they fired him again. And Zach reflected on his firing from the Who's. This is from the Far Out site, man. And he described Peter Townsend as incredibly intimidating amidst the Who firing. And I've heard from other folks now. People are starting to come now. That he's old and decrepit and shit. People are starting to come through the wood. Well, yeah, I was his roadie, this thing, and he was a jag off, and it's starting to come through that he wasn't really the nicest kind of guy. They were wankers for the most part, and Starkey, he's he'll have his act together, but yeah, it turns out that Peter was sort of nice, and then he had a phone interview with Daltrey, which he says was totally confusing. So Zach, it's probably best to get out of there because, geez, too many creepers.
Yeah. Here's Zach Starkey for crying out loud. You can find something. Yeah. You don't need their shit.
The
Yeah,
Who.
he's talking about intimidating Townsend is. I totally believe that, man. I believe Townsend would be totally intimidating, man. Yeah, he's
Oh,
just one of those guys, man. He just thinks he's better, but he's just real pompous and
did
just I totally see
did
it,
you
man.
read did you read any of the comments on that
No.
article? Oh, geez. The first one said something like, I wonder if he opened up his hard drive or something like that, pertaining to
Oh yeah.
a lot of the comments were pertaining to him, the police finding child porn or something on his computer, or he was
Yeah.
searching things and
Doing research. Yeah, that's what
doing
he said. He was
research,
doing research.
and
Yeah, yeah.
Doggone it! I can't believe I didn't save the comments. Somebody said, well, where's the movie you were researching all this child porn stuff for? Where's the
Yeah,
and
right.
somebody else posted, yeah, he put it out. It's so and so movie and blah blah. But I think they're just covering his ass. I think he's a creep myself. I'm sorry to say, but ever since
Yeah,
that
well,
came
he's
out,
borderline genius too, man. So he's got to be a little wacko too, I think.
oh,
But yeah,
geniuses.
Starkey says that when he first got fired, that he was told to issue a statement that he was quitting on his own accord,
Right?
and he said he wouldn't do it. He said, it's not true. I'm not going to do it.
Not gonna do it. Yeah.
And he was just talking about. He said back in the day when he first started, Townsend called me a "see you next Tuesday" and
Wow.
gobbed on my drum riser. So I can totally
Wow.
see Townsend doing that, man.
What a jag. This is Ringo Starr's son, jerk off. It's
Right?
not like it's some guy off of the street. God, I wish Ringo would have walked up to him. Hey, love and peace. Boom. Smack him right
Right?
in the chin. Jerk off.
Yeah.
Really? Really? It's Ringo's son. How dare you? Yeah.
Yeah, do the
Well,
laugh after he lays them out, man.
yeah. 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 Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Peter Townsend, you suck. You talk to my son bad. Boom. Yeah. Then he just walks away. Really, I'd be insulted as hell. I'd say, yeah, well, I may be a see you in next Tuesday, but you're a child predator. What do you think about that, jerk off? But then he probably wouldn't have gotten a job. So I guess
Yeah,
he
but like I
has
say,
to,
he's Zach Starkey, man. Yeah, he might not be with the Who, but he's gonna get a gear. Well, you
you know,
remember he was playing with Oasis, and he probably would be doing the reunion if he wasn't with the Who at the time they were putting it together.
oh
So he
man.
had
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Oasis gig, if not for that. So
Way to go. Oh, way to go,
he'd be
Pete.
fine.
You jerk. You jerk. I don't know. That's all
Speaking
I
of the Who,
okay, yeah, let's do this. Yeah, Roger, oh boy. The old coot. Oh, let me get the picture. I love that. I got this picture from Tommy. Oh, he's looking all
the
like
Golden God.
godlike or whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that was like the worst movie ever. But it had great stars in it, Gosh, so many cool stars in the movie. But it was the director Russell. I can't remember his first name, but yeah, that was
Uh,
just a mess. That movie was just the best part though was Keith Moon as Uncle Ernie. He was the greatest. But yeah, Roger. Well, I'm surprised this hasn't happened yet. What the hell's up with this? Headline. Headline from Blabbermouth, the good people of Blabbermouth. The Who's Roger Daltrey knighted in King's birthday honors. Honors, of course, with a U. Yeah, the Who's frontman, Roger Daltrey, is amongst the prominent figures awarded knighthoods in this year's King's birthday honors list. So, in other words, just a big party. 81 years old. Oh man, oh man. I don't feel so old now, Doc. How about that? In addition to his musical compliments, now this is good though. Daltrey has served as a patron of the Teenage Cancer Trust since 2000, spearheading its annual concert series at London's Albert Royal Hall for more than 2 decades. So this is going towards cancer research and whatnot.
yeah, we
So
talked about that. It was a concert just passed where he was making some weird comments about going blind and deaf and stuff. But yeah,
deaf,
he's the one
dumb,
that
and
started
blind
it,
kid.
and
Yeah.
he's passing it off now. So I guess starting next year, it will be in the capable hands of Robert Smith. So
Oh,
yeah,
thank you, Robert Smith.
he,
What's
he
that?
just can't do enough, man. He's like
Really? He
saving us
destroys
everywhere
Barbara
you turn, man.
Streisand on South Park. Yeah, he's the best. Was it Barbara
Remember he's
Streisand
in
or
there
was
saving
it
ticket
mechanical?
prices.
Was it McCanna Streisand or was it the actual Barbara
Mega
Streisand?
Streisand, or
Mega
whatever.
Streisand. Okay. Oh boy, but oh boy, yeah, and of course he joins a fabulous troupe. You got your Sir Brian Mays there. Yeah, Brian Mays, your Sir Paul McCartney's, Sir Ringo Starr's. Yeah, Sir Mick Jagger, Sir Elton John, Sir Rod Stewart. Here's a doozy, Sir Tom Jones. Well, what's new, pussycat? Boy, That song, holy cow! I imagine that came out in the '60s or probably in
Oh
the
yeah, it was
'60s.
60. Yeah, yeah.
I always thought that was the oddest. Like, really, it's like totally sexual. Are you kidding me? Jesus, I'm surprised they even let it play. But yeah,
My folks used to listen to some Tom Jones, man.
yeah.
Delilah, it's not unusual, all that. Yeah.
Why, oh, why? Yeah, that song's crazy as hell. But yeah, what's new,
And
Pussycat? So,
also, honorable Sir Honorable Knighthood or whatever for Bob Geldof. That since
ah,
he is Irish and not British, he cannot be properly knighted. So
sorry,
he's just
dude. You pussycat, pussycat, you're delicious, and all my wishes will soon come true. Yeah, okay, not sexual about that. Never mind. But yeah, good for Roger Daltrey, the old man, the old get off my yard guy. Boy, oh
I don't know,
boy.
to me, it's just weird when rock stars get knighted. They're supposed to be rebels, and getting knighted just seems like you're like part of
They
the
gotta
establishment, man.
gotta wear a
You know,
tux or tails and
yeah,
everything,
yeah,
kneel down and have him put the sword on.
right.
I knight thee, Sir Lancelot, Lancelot Link,
Quite.
secret
Yes.
chimp.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's the best. Yeah, quite. Oh, what was the name of that
You know.
cartoon? What was the name of that cartoon? That white guy?
Oh, Colonel McBragg.
Colonel
Yeah.
McBragg. That was the
It was
best.
then I found myself surrounded.
Oh,
Heavens, sir, whatever did you do? Well,
yeah.
I just took out my trusty penknife
Whatever.
and yeah.
It must have been something.
What a hair-raising experience. Quite.
Thank you. Okay. And that's all we got to say about that.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I just being knighted as a rock star. I wonder if any punk guys ever be knighted. Like Johnny
Yeah.
Rotten ever gonna be knighted after doing
God
"God
save the
Save the
Queen,
Queen"?
the
Yeah,
fascist regime. Why not? Hey, words can't hurt.
he does a lot of charity stuff down there. He ain't possibly could get knighted. I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah.
It's just weird. Like we can see Sir Ozzy. That's not right. I don't
Yeah.
know. Just
Yeah. Yeah. The harder rock guys. Yeah. They're going for the easy money there with all these cats. It's
I have
easy.
Sir Mick. That's a tough one to swallow. You can't have Sir Keith. No way. No way.
Yeah. Oh man. Oh boy. Yeah, that would be trouble. But in any case, well done to those who've been knighted.
Indeed.
Good riddance. Have fun in England. Pardon me. Just alcohol. You know what it does. Oh, here's an interesting. I love this story. Quite honestly, there they are. There's Burton Cummings, Randy Bachman. Wow, wow, wow. They're going to perform as the Guess Who for the first time in 23 years. And I think they're going to be going on a tour at some point. But this article from the Good People of Blabbermouth talks about them. They're going to be performing for the first time on the Rock Legends Cruise 13. Yeah, 13. Me and my Roman numerals. They got it in Roman numerals for Christ's
Right.
sake. Ugh, gosh. So yeah, the Guess Who? I'll be darned. And on a Legends cruise, no less. I guess if you're an aging rock star, that sounds like a really sweet
Oh
deal to
yeah.
me.
Yeah, not a bad
A
way to go.
cruise, and yeah, they're going to be doing, I guess, a 3 hours, like 30 songs.
A
Uh,
3-hour tour.
oh, thank you. I didn't even think of that, Doc. Way to go, man. You are sharper than me today for sure. Yeah, yeah. 30 song set. Now you got me all confused. But yeah, it's happening February 23 through 27th, 2026. So next year, they're going from Florida through the Caribbean or Caribbean if you insist. But yeah, so how about that, man? Bachman and Cummings. They were the two main guys,
Oh
songwriting
yeah, for
wise and
sure.
stuff, who wrote all them hits. These Eyes, Laughing, Undone, American Woman, No Sugar Tonight, New Mother Nature, No Time. Yeah, those were staples back in the 70s
Oh
on
yeah.
on American radio. My gosh, American Woman reached number one in Canada, and the title track became the first Billboard number one hit by a Canadian group. Wow. Them
All
nutty
right,
Canucks. Them nutty
that
Canucks.
makes sense. I
Wow.
can see that.
Yeah, so that's cool. That's very cool for them. And then of course they split up at some point. To guess who split up and Burton Cummings went his own way, did some solo stuff, some pretty good
Oh
actually,
yeah,
some pretty good solo stuff. Very
Stand
good
Tall. That's
songwriter.
that's a great song.
Randy,
Yeah.
yeah, Randy went on to start Bachman Turner Overdrive. Everybody
Oh
knows
yeah.
them. Let It Ride, Roll On Down the Highway, Taking Care of Business. All he ain't seen nothing yet. I mean, good riddance. And of course, we talked recently how Randy and Burton won a lawsuit against the original drummer and I think the bass player who are
Yeah.
touring as Guess Who and using the original pictures and whatnot with Randy and they won that lawsuit. And so now now
Yeah,
they're
they won the
back in the
lawsuit. Well, they could still tour as the Guess Who, but they couldn't do the songs. So it's like, what good is that? What are you gonna do the new stuff? That's not gonna work out.
Oh my
So
gosh. So yeah, 2 hour set they're gonna do, and it's gonna be great. I'm sure
yeah,
it's just
30 songs, man. That's a lot, man. And it's not like they've been out there and in shape doing this for a while,
we only
but
do 34. We only do that's a pretty for a guy
yeah,
that age. That's
yeah.
34 is rough, but if you have at that age, he's probably 10 years more than 10 years older than me. But oh yeah, and this cruise, oh boy, here we go. This cruise is going to include the Gene Simmons band. You know how how long before we see him, opening up for a puppet show or something?
Right.
At some point, he's going to be opening up for Murph and the Magic Tones at the Holiday Inn. Jeez. So we got the Gene Simmons band, the Kevin Cronin band. Oh my gosh, Blue Oyster Cult, Uriah Heep, Jefferson Starship, Ugly Kid Joe, Robert John,
Wow,
and
where
the
did they throw that
Red.
one in at? Yeah.
Yeah, what the hell? Gary Huey and Two Wolf. So okay, Blue Oyster Cult. Yeah, I saw them in the heyday. I saw them right before OSHA shut down their laser light show, and that was very cool. But I'm sure they're just they're not even a shell of their former self. As is Uriah Heep, which I saw twice.
Yeah, but they were one
With
of those bands. They were one of those road dog bands, dude. They've
Yeah,
just been out there forever, dude. Every summer they're around, dude.
yeah. Well,
They're
same with
constantly
Uriah
around.
Heep. Uriah Heep, which I saw in their heyday with Hensley and Gary Thane and all them. Yeah, that was great. But they've only got one original. It's just there. I prefer with the memories. Jefferson Starship. Hey, we saw them, although they were calling themselves Jefferson Airplane when we saw them, right?
No, it was
Was it the
Starship
Starship?
or whatever. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. That's a story. Yeah, I gotta put that down on video so my kids can see how we snuck our ass up there. That was genius, man. That was so cool. So in any case, yeah, they're gonna be getting back together and wow, 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 wow. Oh yeah. Oh,
Well, I'm kind of thinking the timing of this is, not coincidental. I mean, Burton Cummings has got a new solo album coming out,
does he?
and BTO is putting out their first new album in, I don't know, 40 years or whatever. I don't know.
Really?
So yeah, they're
Wow.
they're, they're pushing some new projects. So yeah,
Okay,
but
so
the
it's all
cruise, is that
promotion.
really the way to do it? I mean, you kind of got that captive audience. You're not really, I don't know. Maybe that'll lead to
They
doing
can't
a
run
little mini
away.
tour or something. Maybe they'll
Well, look what
do
happened
the
to
state
Creed.
fair circuit or something. I don't know, but
Creed did that dang uh, cruise and started selling everything out. Man, oh man.
yeah, yeah,
So
turned
good
into a
for
whole tour.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah, Atlantic Rhythm section. Holy smokes. Yeah, baby.
Oh yeah, I remember them. Yeah, sure.
Eric Burden and the Animals.
All right.
Wow, Eric Burden. Wow, boy, he's looking way rough. Lover Boy. Ooh. Well, but yeah, Gene Simmons. Yeah, in
They're
no
all on this
time.
cruise. It sounds like that's
It
the
sure
whole
looks.
cruise, man. It's
It
like all
sure
they got
looks.
room for.
Yeah, yeah, that's
It's just
it.
bands performing for each other.
Yeah, that's a lot of people. I don't know how the hell Ugly Kid Joe got in that situation, but whatever.
They're probably working on the cruise ship, so they figure
He's
they'd,
probably working it. Yeah.
yeah.
I always, when I was a younger musician, I always thought, I wondered how it would be to be on a band in a band on a cruise ship going around everywhere. I think that'd be a sweet freaking gig, man. Oh man. But anyway,
That'd get old though.
moving on. You are correct, good sir. There they are. Boy, they look like some happy lads. Well, actually, they don't. They look like jerks. But nonetheless, that's Shinedown, and they should be happy. They should all have happy smiles on their faces because they've become the first act with 20 mainstream rock airplay number ones. What the hell, man? What? Not the Beatles. They
Dude,
probably
that
didn't do
sounds
it
like
back in the
some made
Beatles.
up chart, man.
Does it?
It's like it's not just the rock charts. It's the rock mainstream charts. It's not just the rock mainstream. It's rock mainstream and airplay chart. You know what I mean? It's like
They
they
just keep
break it down
adding.
to these
Yeah.
very
Just
specific categories, man. It's just, but they got
yeah.
20 number ones on there, and I don't know. I can't name a
Jeez.
single one of them, but
Nope. I probably heard them, but I can't. I don't remember them. And
no, I
they
can
made
remember a couple of their
their
songs. I
20th
can't
was
call
called
off, but
Dance Kid Dance. I have, I have to look into that because I have no freaking clue what the heck that
when
is.
they
So
first started, I saw them open for Van Halen. Shine Down.
really,
They had
wow.
they had the Simple Man cover out, and oh god, some other song they had on the radio at the time. But
Okay, I'll be
they
darned.
were just starting off.
Wow. So there you go. Congratulations, dudes. God, I'm old. I don't know any. I probably heard their songs, but I don't remember them. But moving on.
You know
Here
what
we.
I'm thinking? You
What's
know
that?
what? If you got a band putting out, 20, a band like that, being dominant like that, how about a Super Bowl nod, man? You know,
Boom. Yeah.
how
Yeah.
about
You
a
really.
rock band out there on the Super
Isn't
Bowl?
it about time? I've had enough of this crap that they've been showing the last few years. Give us a rock band without the stupid dancers, to reflect from the main performer. Oh, you wouldn't want to watch me, so let's put a bunch of dancers out there so that the people watch them instead. Let's just have a rock band come out there and just rock. My goodness, that's a good call,
Well,
Doc.
I'm sure they'll probably have a couple guest appearances, probably like Slash. Slash will probably
Oh
jump up
yeah,
there,
yeah, he'll
and
pop up on something. Yeah,
yeah,
good riddance.
yeah, I
Gosh,
don't know.
I don't know, but in any case, let's move on. Let's move on to Jeff Buckley. Oh my gosh, you're gonna tell us about this?
Yeah, it's wrap the
It,
stories up here. This Jeff Buckley. I don't know if a lot of people know about him, but I like him a lot. This guy died early in his career. Had one album out. Was working on the second album, and drowned. No drugs in the system. No, I mean totally clean,
oh,
and
wow.
just a really unique talent, man. This guy definitely had a future. And so they're putting out this documentary now. It's going to be in theaters August 8th, and then it'll be on HBO and streaming on HBO Max and whatever else stuff that I don't have where I can see it. So
Right,
I'll find a
yeah.
way. But yeah, if you're a fan, I don't know if there's going to be a whole lot of new information on this documentary that's not been in other documentaries, but it's kind of getting the big budget treatment, I guess. So it
Huh?
should be pretty interesting, man.
Oh,
And also, people may not know his father, Tim Buckley, was a folk singer back in the '60s and suffered a similar fate. Died very very early on. Had a promising career and.
ah,
And left a son. He grew up to be great musician and had the same kind of thing. So yeah, I'm sure it's quite a story. But yeah, definitely some good Sunday morning music, man. Jeff
yeah.
Buckley, Grace, is the name of the album, Grace, man. I highly recommend it. Good stuff. So just wanted to throw that out there.
It looks like it's gonna be called "It's Never Over." Jeff Buckley. Apparently,
Yeah,
that's what it's gonna be. Amy Berg directing it or whatever, developing it. Magnolia Pictures putting it out. So, no, we'll see what happens, man. Boom, boom. It's too hot to do anything else, Doc. It's too
it
hot
is
except to
pretty
sit
hot,
down
man.
with a cocktail. Uh, Maybe watch some CSI Miami. Yeah, yeah, I think so. Yeah, CSI Miami sounds good because everything else is crap at this point. It's so disappointing. Too many creepers. But what ain't disappointing is this show, man. We sure do dig it. We sure do appreciate you folks stopping by. Those who watch the show, we sure do appreciate it. It's a good time. We're having a good time. So we'll just keep on doing it, man. Just keep on doing it ad nauseum, if you will, Doc. I think ad nauseum.
Hopefully, not ad nauseum. Hopefully not. But
I don't even know what that means really, but it
so you're
sounds good.
sick of it, I think.
No. Okay, just no continuous, I think. Ad
Yeah.
nauseum is continuous.
Ad
I
nauseum
think.
was like to the point until you're sick of it, like
Oh,
the
you're
ad
you're
nauseum,
reading the
nausea.
nausea part of it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. But boy, it sure is cool. Thanks a lot, man. And hey, take us home there, Doc.
Yeah, so if you guys know what ad nauseum means or what here means or any of that stuff, put it in the comments. That'd be awesome. And yeah, thanks for checking us out as always. Greatly appreciate the 24 or so people that watch. And we used to have bigger crowds. You know, YouTube used to be nicer to us, but whatever.
Yeah.
And it's all good. It's all more than good. So for those of you that know, we'll be here next Monday doing the same thing. So I hope you'll join us then. Have a great rock and roll filled week until then.